Now, you are currently in one of three positions. Number one, you already sell on Amazon and you're already making passive income. Number two, you want to sell on Amazon and right now you're currently doing product research to find the next product to sell. Or number three, you want to sell on Amazon and you made up in your mind and you don't know where to start doing product research and you're currently looking for your first product to sell. Now, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're currently in one of those positions, there are specific mindset cues that you have to have in place when you're doing product research to get the next product to sell on Amazon. And if you're not in the right mindset, then it doesn't matter what you see, what you look for. You have a product staring at you in your face and you still will not take action. So in this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial of what I do to do product research, as well as give you, firstly, 3 quick mindset tips to really get you in the mindset of what it takes to actually find a profitable product. And furthermore, to actually take action to get that product on Amazon and make passive income. Now, really quickly, my name is Baron. I currently sell on Amazon.com. In the last year, I've done multiple 6 figures in actual revenue and 6 figures in actual profit. Now, with that being said, I did not start here. I started with a smaller investment of $900, and I have grown that into more and more over the course of this year. And this brings me to my first tip. You have to get the ball rolling and you have to actually do product research. Now, I recommend doing at least 30 minutes a day. The more you can do, the better, but track it over the next week. Now, the first thing that I recommend is spending at least 30 minutes every single day doing product research. Now, this can be on Amazon.com or it can be through Helium 10, looking at data on Amazon. But essentially, you want to be looking at products and tracking your data. Now, what do I mean by tracking your data? After you find a product that it has potential, take that product, put it into a Google Sheets, put it into an Excel sheet, whatever it is. You're tracking the product / keyword that you're trying to sell and how much it's actually making in revenue. Now, the more data and the more detailed you can be, the better it's going to be, but at least do the product / keyword and how much it's making, and just compile a lot of products that you are thinking about selling and that have good numbers. You will not have a complete list where you can actually select the best winning product from that list that you want to actually sell. That is very important to track your data, and you will get a lot further than just doing product research. Now, after you have done product research for an extended period of time, you have a lot of products, you have picked the best product. Now, the second thing is actually, starting with a small unit order. No matter what, it's going to be ordering units. Now, this is very, very daunting, and this is where a lot of people never, take the next step. And why is this? You want to get into the habit of launching products and really failing forward. If your first product fails, God forbid it does, but let's say the first product fails, if you only ordered 100 units, that allowed you to not take that much of a risk. And by fail, I mean your product's not actually failing and you're losing all your money. A product fail still is not as bad as you may be thinking. Products failing looks like you buy a product for a certain price, you put it on Amazon for a higher price, doesn't sell, you lower the price, and essentially you're still breaking even and you're still making all your money back. So essentially you're getting your foot in the door during the entire business model and you actually have experience. That is very, very important. And then so it becomes very easy to pivot to a second product, a third product, whatever it is, and actually keep the ball moving. If you're just simply doing product research and just simply staring at products till you're blue in the face, never taking action, then you will never see success. And here's the thing, even though it is a risk, it is a calculated risk, and it will allow you to potentially pay off all your other products. If this one product does well, it will pay off your entire rest of your Amazon products because you're starting with a small amount, you're selling it, you're growing it bigger. Now you order more, and that grows bigger, you order more, and you keep repeating the process, and then eventually you have lots and lots of revenue coming in to where you can really just launch more and more products and essentially just grow your entire FBA business. And that is the end goal. We want to be launching products, and we can only do that by failing forward. And in my opinion, I think failing is better than taking no action because you at least failed, you learned the process, and now you can actually, take lessons from that failure and apply it to a second product and actually have a success. And once again, failures on Amazon is not actually a failure because the thing is, all products on Amazon will sell. If you lower the price low enough, they will all sell. And once again, you're buying the price for a fraction of what you put it on Amazon for. So even if it doesn't sell at the original price you intended to, you can lower it a little bit, lower even more. If it absolutely have to, you can lower it more and still essentially break even. And here's the thing, once a product does very well, which there is a high chance that you're doing your product research, picking the right product, there's a higher chance that it actually does well. It actually sells, your starting at a small price, you're selling at a bigger price. Now, when you get all the money out of it, you have a lot more to invest into a bigger order and a bigger order. And down the line, it creates a snowball effect where a single product can really fund your entire Amazon FBA business and really allow you to launch multiple products. And essentially all the rest of your future products can be launched and can be paid for just by a single product, a single investment of a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s, really turning into a success story. Make sure to give this video a quick thumbs up and subscribe down below because I release multiple videos throughout the week. Now, if you really want to be safe, I recommend ordering, 100 units really quickly, but obviously the lower you go in actual units, if your product starts selling, you're going to stock out very quickly and you're going to be forced to reorder and redo the process. Now, the third thing that you have to do is you have to differentiate. Now, I know you probably hear this a lot, but it's actually easier than you may think. Now, here's the thing. When you go on Amazon.com and you type in the word cup or you type in the word hat, whatever it is, a lot of the top products that are actually selling, a lot of them are very similar. And so there's going to be a specific style or a specific way that the first picture is actually, shown to you. And you will notice that a lot of these first pictures are very similar with slight variations. So if you can simply come in with a really professional first picture that is different and has a higher sense of perceived value, then the customer is going to be thrown off by your picture because everything looks the same except yours, and they're going to be able to click on your picture and you're going to get a lot better click-through rate and ultimately a lot more sales if you have an actual good product. Now, that's if you have a good product. And here's the thing, a lot of times the product can even be slightly better or even the same product. And here's the thing, a lot of times the product can actually be the same exact product, but just the fact that you have a different picture, that a different layout, how the product is shown, different angle, whatever it is, they're going to be forced to click on your product because it looks better, it has a higher perceived value because it is different. Now, you don't want to be selling just the same product that everyone's already selling because you want to make your product different. You want to make it stand out. You want to make it unique so that once all the other products die out, your product does not die out because it is different and it has more value to it than everything else that's being offered. Make sure to give this video a quick thumbs up and subscribe down below because I release multiple videos throughout the week. Now, with those three things in mind, taking action, tracking your data, ordering small batches, launching products, and making sure that they're differentiable so that we can see a lot of success on Amazon, because once you do those three things, there's no reason why you should ever fail on Amazon. All right, let's get looking. All right, guys, so we're on helium10.com, and for this product research tutorial, if you're not familiar with Helium 10, basically we're going to be using Blackbox, and that is Helium 10's all-inclusive product research tool where you can look at specific products, specific keywords, competitors, X, Y, and Z. It covers everything when it comes to product research, so that is what we're going to be using. So to simply access that, we're going to come over to this left-hand side, come to product research, click it, and then click on Blackbox. Now, this is where the magic happens and where you can really uncover specific products that you want to sell potentially on Amazon. And so with this, we have different fields where they're going to show us different things. So the very first one is going to be the products field. Now, this is where we select a category, enter your revenue, price, review count, rating, X, Y, and Z, and then we would essentially hit search. I'm not going to enter anything in, but I want to show you guys that it basically pulls up all of the different product types that they're going to have based on the criteria that you put into it. So you feed criteria into it, and then it will put up products. Right now it's showing us any product because I didn't put any specific criteria, but this is not what we're going to be using today for this example. Once again, I find a lot better products using the keyword method. And specifically, I'm not even finding products, I'm finding keywords that I can therefore view on Amazon. Very simply, we have a link that you just simply click. If you use it on Amazon, and it shows you all the products that are selling under that keyword that are making money. And so a lot of people only use the product section, and I find that the keywords sometimes can be a lot more or a lot less competition in the keyword section, and essentially give me better products, ideas, and bigger, broader keywords that I can find multiple products under that keyword. So with that all being said, we have to enter in specific criteria. And if you're always entering in the same exact criteria into Helium 10, then you're always going to be getting the same exact results popping back out. So what I advise you to do is enter in different criteria. And based on that, we have the search volume. And with the search volume, you're going to be very specific. You want to know your exact budget. If you're working with a smaller budget, let's say, $1,000, $2,000, maybe even a couple hundred, that's really pushing it. But if you have a small budget, then you're obviously not going to be able to do focus on search volumes that have lots and lots of searches. And the reason why is because the higher you go up in search volume for a specific keyword, let's say it's a super broad keyword such as turmeric or whatever. It's a super broad keyword, and so there's going to be a lots of sellers trying to get all these searches that people are searching for online. They're trying to put product, and they're trying to like make a lot of money in specific keywords that are making a lot, that are getting a lot of searches. And so if you focus on smaller search terms and smaller search volumes, then you're going to be able to find a lot more or a lot less competition in that specific search term, which can allow you to put a product in and not get swarmed and not get, engulfed by all the big companies who have tons and tons of money to put into specific search terms and specific products that are selling very well. And so for this example, let's say we have a small budget. Let's say just 1,000 searches to a maximum of 10,000 searches. Now, even 10,000 is pretty high, but once again, we want to have a big range of results. And for you specifically, if you have a really small budget, you could do anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 or so on and so forth. Now we have the monthly revenue. Now for this, if we had a smaller budget, we could pick anywhere from, let's say, $1,000 or let's say $3,000 to $10,000. Now that is a good, starting first product run monthly revenue, because it allows you to get in, still make some money. Let's say we put in $3,000 for the monthly revenue. That means that we'd be profiting around 1/3 of whatever we put in or whatever making revenue in profit. So you'd be making anywhere from $1,000, and let's say on the higher side, we have 10,000. So you're making around $1,000 to $3,000 in actual profit, because once again, the revenue is going to be around, the profit is going to be around 1/3 of the revenue. Now, in terms of price, I'm actually going to take this out just because I want to see a lot more results. I know that if I'm limiting it to that amount of revenue, then it's going to be only specific products. And for the price, we will do a minimum of $10. Now, once again, I normally don't sell products that are this cheap because you have to sell more and more units to really get the ball rolling. But if you are starting out and you have a small budget, then you are limited to cheaper products to source. And so for this example, I will do $10 for the price. And for the maximum, I will leave it open-ended just so we can get more and more results popping up. Now for the review count, I'm going to do 500 reviews, and anything above 500 reviews are not going to show us. And so the reason behind that is because the higher you go up in reviews, the more competition there are. There's going to be more competitors who have been there for a longer period of time. And so it's going to be very hard for you as a new seller and having a new product to actually put your product on Amazon and compete against people who have lots of reviews. Now, we could also do review rating, and we could say, like, let's say that we want to focus on products that only have bad reviews. We could do anywhere from, we'll leave the minimum alone, but we'll do no higher than 4-star reviews. And so obviously if a product has 4-star reviews, that means that it wasn't completely correct, and you can come in and do it better. And so obviously if a product only has 4-star reviews as the highest rating, then that means that there's lots of improvements that you can come in and actually make. But once again, for example, we're going to leave this open-ended just because I want to have a lot of results pop up to you. And I want to show you guys exactly how I think when I do product research. And so with that being said, we also could do the word count. Now this is going to be the minimum words, and specifically we run the keyword method. So if we do 1, that means that they're only going to show us super broad keywords, just like turmeric or case or purse. And if you do 2 words, then we have turmeric powder. Do 3 words, we have anti-inflammatory turmeric, whatever it is. The higher up you go in the word count, the more long tail the keyword is going to be, and the less competition there is going to be, because if you have a super long tail keyword that's super specific to a product, everyone's not selling that product, so it becomes very easy to actually find a specific niche, come in, have less competition. And so I like to do at least 3 words or more for the word count. Now with all that being said, we can do advanced filters, but for this example, I'm just going to hit search, and we're going to do a live, see what keywords to give us live. And now what I like to look at specifically for the keywords are going to be keywords that I do not know what they are, I've never heard of, or things that I know about that I think that I could actually come in and make money. Now, crystal water bottle with crystals inside. It has a search volume of 2,500, average price 35, monthly sales not too bad. It is a lower revenue product. But once again, for your first product, if you're focusing on products that are low revenue, that could be beneficial because you don't have a big starting budget. And so for this, I'll actually open it in another tab. And essentially, I'm going to open up 3 to 5 products before I actually look at them individually so we can make the best use of time. Green-lipped mussel for humans. Not sure what that is. It's health and household. We're just going to move on. It doesn't really sound too interesting to me. Android 11 tablet. That's super brandy. We're not going to be focusing on any Android, Nike, Apple. Those are all going to be no-goes for us. Merino wool t-shirt. Not really interested in selling a t-shirt or clothing. Black pom-poms. That sounds interesting. They have a decent monthly revenue, decent searches for a small starting project with a small budget, decent price point that you would be selling at, and 152 reviews at an average of 4.3 stars is definitely improvable. So we're going to view that on Amazon and keep looking. Valentine's sprinkles for cookie decorating. Now, any seasonal item you do not want to focus on unless you are specifically trying to target specific seasonal items, but I would not recommend it because those products do not sell year round. And so I stay away from all of those. iPhone 13 Pro, case spec. Now, I mentioned that I stay away from, super name brand things because, once again, I'm not that brand, but if you were to come in and you were to sell an accessory for that brand, then it could actually be profitable. And so my point is, if you're trying to sell a specific item like an iPhone 13 case, yes, it can be very profitable, but unless you're in early enough to actually get the case manufactured, have it sent over, beat all the other people who are trying to fulfill this demand for this new product that just came out and have a case that can be very profitable. If you're not early enough, then there's really no point in even looking at it. And if I'm just stumbling upon it, then I know it's gonna be profitable, but as well as I also know that there's gonna be a lot of competition who are already selling cases. Now, same thing with like a switch cover. If you're early in, good. If you're not, move on. Semi-rigid card holder. Not really interested in that. Fake olive tree, fake plants. This is interesting to me. It has a very high price point. Once again, this is not going to be a beginner product. You would not start selling a product that costs $100 to post on Amazon. It has decent searches, but also the price point is more for someone who has a bigger budget. And so obviously they're only selling 500 units, but they're making a decent amount of monthly revenue. And so I'll open this up and we will look at it. And specifically, I'm gonna go over each of these products, exactly what I would look at to see if I'm going to green light it, and exactly if I'm not green lighting it, why I am not going to pursue it further. There's going to be issues with some of these products. Some of the products might be good, some of them might not. Now let's find one more product. Weekend Vibes tote bag. I'm not really interested in that. Soul set lamp. The tools and home improvement category can be very profitable because lots of people want things for their houses, and this is a decent price point. Only costs $20. Once again, it's lower search volume, but this monthly revenue is still pretty decent. And so for this, we will open it up. And let me just find one more product just to see what else we have. K-pop photo card binder, chick feeder, and waterer kit. This is interesting to me. It has a lower monthly revenue. So once again, this would be a product for if you have a very small budget. This is one you want to start. It has a very low review rating because obviously something is wrong with the product. They're having issues. People are not liking the item they're getting. Decent searches, pretty low monthly sales. So once again, this would be a starter product potentially. The price point might be a little bit high, but let's just look at it anyways. And once again, depending on your budget, you're going to be picking different products. If you have a small starting budget, then you're going to be focusing on products that are cheaper to source and that are not going to be super expensive when you post them on Amazon. Products that you may be selling for anywhere from $15 to $25. If you have a couple $1,000s to spend, then you will be focusing on products that are going to be a little bit more expensive to source, anywhere from $5 to $10, and that would be selling on Amazon anywhere from, let's say, $25 to $35, even $40, depending on the product. And with this, we will just look at each of these products and specifically why I would sell them or why I would not potentially sell them. Now, this one, we have the crystal water bottles with crystals inside. And so if we scroll down, we're going to ignore the first 4 sponsored results because people are paying to be in these spots. And we're going to look at the first organic results. So we have 500 reviews, 500, 100, 100. And then we have these bottles are ranking, but you can clearly see that these ones have the crystals, and these ones are just other water bottles that we're going to ignore. And then the next four, we have these ones. So this guy has 4,000 reviews, 100, 800, 49, and then even still further down the page, we still have 300 reviews, 350, 150. So the reviews do get lower, but they don't get that much lower. And if we look at this specifically in Helium 10, this is where we would actually do the actual analysis to figure out if we want to actually sell this product. Now, if we click on the X-ray, this is where we can look at the data and really figure out exactly how it's doing. And so for the search volume, once again, we have 2,400 searches per month. Total revenue for this category is 300,000, which is pretty decent. Average price, $37. Now, if we were to go down, the main things that we want to look at, first of all, these first four sponsored, we're going to scroll up to get those out of our view. And we want to scroll over because we have the price, the sales graph that show exactly how the product has been doing, the revenue, BSR. And if we scroll way over, we can see the review count right here. So we want to see the review count relative to how much revenue they're actually making. This is very important because as a new player, we want to see other new players who are making money and not just focus on the ones who have 500 reviews making $10,000, $5,000 per month. We're going to be looking at this 49 reviews, 1,500 a month. Scrolling down, and we can see right off the bat that there's a lot of players who have in the hundreds of reviews. So this already is telling me that this is a very saturated, or not necessarily saturated, but there are a lot of new players who are still new but still have hundreds of reviews. So as a very new player, you don't see anyone who really has under 50 reviews. So it's going to be decently hard for you to come in as a new player and expect anywhere more than like 50 reviews for 1,000, 45 reviews, $200, 58 reviews, 2,000. That's decent, but once again, I don't know if this would be the best product to start. 80 reviews for 3,000. I wouldn't recommend starting with this product just because the revenue is not that great for even the new players. And once again, even for the players who have been there a long time, 4,000 reviews, an average revenue of 40,000 per month is actually pretty decent. But once again, he is definitely an outlier. The next highest person we see is 10,000. We see 40,000, but it's the same guy. And so with that being said, this product, I would definitely not sell it as a new product, because also another thing that you have to really take into account is how are you going to differentiate yourself from everybody else. Now with this product, we have, let's scroll back up. We start with the first organic results. So they all are water bottles with crystals. And so we can see this one is different than these ones, but essentially they're all the exact same product. So unless you're actually offering something a little bit different, like this guy is offering something a little bit different, and you can see, I think this guy is making 10,000 a month, and so he's definitely making more money. But if you're gonna come in and sell the exact same product, then it's gonna be very hard to stand out, and you would want to find exactly what edge you're going to take if you're going to launch a product, especially one that is already not super profitable. If you don't have a good innovation, a good sense of perceived value, uniqueness, improved product, then you're not going to actually make money, and that is very, very important. So let's say that this was a product that we wanted to do. Obviously it isn't, but for this keyword, once again, we want to be tracking this data. So we would come back to our Google Documents, and it's simply going to be the keyword, the search volume is 2,500 a month. We would take a link to that product, to the product page, and then also the average revenue. The average revenue for the new players was anywhere from, let's say, 1,500 to 5,000. And so once again, we're going to be tracking all of our results in a spreadsheet, and then coming back later to figure out exactly which product has the least competition, has the most profitability, what product we can actually make unique, and essentially really put a product on Amazon that is going to stand out and make us money. Now, moving on, we have the Black Pampas. Now, this is another, this is a home and kitchen product. And so the product, we can see, already has a lot of negative reviews. This guy has 3.5 stars, 3.5 stars. These are the top sellers already. We can see that the review count is a lot lower. We were dealing with 4,000 and 500, and now we're dealing with, a couple hundred, 200, 100, 30, 80. So this already is looking to be a lot more penetrable, if you will, of a niche to actually come in and put a product that is unique and actually have a lot more success. But with this being said, we can look at this all day long, but if the numbers don't look good, the numbers don't look good. So let's click on the extension, open up X-Ray, and really look at the data. We have to be data driven. And even though the reviews might be low, if they're not making money, then it doesn't matter. Overall revenue for this word, 500,000. Search volume is definitely lower, 1,000. Average price point is a little bit lower as well, which can be good. Now, the first 4 sponsors, we're going once again, we're going to scroll up, ignore those guys, scroll over. Let me just move this so you guys can see a little bit better. But essentially, once again, we're going to be looking at the review count relative to the revenue. So 112 reviews, 11,000. 80 reviews, 3,000. 30 reviews, 2,000. 600 reviews. This guy's been here a long time. 38,000. He's making a decent amount of money. 100 reviews, 88 reviews, 5,000, 7,000, 62 reviews, 3,100. 3 reviews and making $1,500 a month. So you know you can essentially see that he's making $500 in profit a month for a new product, which is what you would want to be essentially aiming for if you're going to launch a new product with a very small budget. 13 reviews, 2,000, 60 reviews, 3,000. Now, essentially, I personally would not come into this product because I like to focus on products that are a little bit more money that I'm selling it for, that a little bit more money in terms of the revenue that they're making per month, and a little bit more money that I'm profiting per each unit sold. But once again, with all that being said, yes, there's not a ton of competition, but at the same time, this is a very specific product. As we see, it is a black pom-pom, not sure how to pronounce that, but they're all the same. And so you would have to come in and really figure out how you're going to differentiate your product from everybody else's, because we can all see that there's really no uniqueness about any of these products. Yes, you have different product photos. This one has a female, this one has a girl in it as well. These ones don't. And we can already see that the girl products are doing better than the ones without. But once again, you really aren't supposed to have a actual person in your main image. It's supposed to be the image on a white background. So these may get taken down eventually. And if we were to scroll back up to the first results, we have, they're all very the same. Now this one, the keyword is black pom-pos right here, but this one is the only different one I see. And that's simply because they have, what are these, beige pom-pos as well as the black ones. And so we can see that even though they're not the black, they are still ranking for this keyword because they have it in their listing, in their bullet points, somewhere in their title, somewhere they have it in their ranking for this keyword. And so we can see, once again, they're standing out. Even though I may have one in black, this has black in it and also has a beige one. So this is definitely a lot more unique to me, but at the same time, they have really crappy reviews. So you really want to figure out exactly if you can get this product sourced at a decent price that's not going to have terrible reviews, to make sure that the product isn't falling apart, it's not bad materials, whatever it is. You want to search this specific product, click on the negative reviews, see exactly what the 1-star reviews are, which we can do really quickly. Didn't look anything like the picture, poor quality, looks nothing like the photos advertised. So yeah, they're doing false advertisement, clickbaiting everyone into buying the product and they're getting it and it's not what they wanted. And essentially that's not how you are sustainable and successful on Amazon. You want to have your product very high quality. You want to spend extra money and really have a professional premium version of the product that you can really put out that's going to be sustainable and not get bogged down with a bunch of negative reviews. Now, with that being said, once again, you have to figure out exactly how to make this product unique, how to have an incredible first product picture, one that's going to paint a picture to the customer that's actually true, but as well as very pristine and very professional looking. Now, once again, we saw this product was a lot less competition, but the product itself maybe there is no perfect version where the product doesn't fall apart and the product is not good material. But once again, you have to do your own research, contact manufacturers, and really dive deeper into the market. And once again, this product was a product for people with smaller starting budgets. If you had a bigger starting budget, I would not recommend a product like this because the numbers were okay for a small budget. But if you have a couple $1,000s, then I would definitely go for products that are making more money than this. Now, let's bring this over to our next example, the fake olive tree. Now, this already has a larger price point. We can see, obviously these are sponsored, we want to ignore them, but we can already see that the price point for these are going from, 70 to over $100. So this is for someone who has a bigger budget. And I can already tell this product is going to be a lot more profitable. And already we see that the first organic review, so we scroll down past sponsored, first review, 46 reviews. That's not very high. Second guy is 1,300. He's obviously been there a long time. 58, 26. So the first four we see 30 people with 50 reviews and lower. That's already a very good sign. And with these reviews, 4-star, 4-star, 4-star. They're not doing a very good job in terms of really making sure the product is making sure that the product is actually good. Basically, they're just not. And so if you scroll further down, we can see, yes, there's a couple of people more with hundreds of reviews more. Then scroll down more, we have a couple more 100 reviews, 10 reviews, but essentially we want to click on X-ray and look at the review count relative to how much people are making. And as a new seller for this product, we want to see exactly if there are enough new players making money. So with that being said, we see that the total revenue for this is very high. It has pretty low searches, but once again, you would have to sell a lot less units to actually make a decent amount of profit. And so if we scroll over to the review count relative to the revenue, we see that the 46 reviews, he's making 50,000 per month. These two don't have a BSR and they're not really showing the revenue. They do have BSR, but not showing the revenue. And 79 reviews, 14,000. 46 reviews, 50,000. Obviously the 1,300 reviews, he's making $250,000 per month in revenue. That is insane. Imagine how life-changing that would be. But that's not exactly what you should shoot for, because that's going to be very, very hard to stay in stock selling that many units a month. He's selling 3,000 units a month. And I'm assuming this product is going to cost anywhere from $25 to $40 to source. We can also see that the FBA fees for this product are very high, because once again, it is a larger product. It probably weighs a couple pounds. And so the FBA fees normally for a product like, let's say for this phone right here, this is a very compact product. Yes, it weighs a little bit, but it's very compact. And so the FBA fees for that could be anywhere from $8 to $12, whereas this one we're seeing no lower than 25, anywhere, even some of them upwards of $100 for each unit you sell. Yeah, Amazon's going to charge the FBA fee to pick the item, to pack it, and ship it out to your end customer. And so once again, this is going to be a lot more of a product for a person with a bigger budget. But nonetheless, let's look at the actual reviews. We have 26 reviews making $2,500, not bad. 10 reviews making $17,000, not bad either. Once again, we have these couple hundred guys. They have 200 to 400 reviews, and it makes anywhere from $14,000, $65,000, $95,000 per month. Once again, looking at the new players, again, 31 reviews, 11,000, 15 reviews, 24,000. So it's definitely a lot more money for the new players. 18 reviews, 11,000, 48 reviews, 22,000. Now, sure, there are going to be outliers. There are going to be new players who are making not much money, like this guy, 57 reviews, making under 1,000. I'm sure we can find another one or two, 22 reviews, making only 4,000. But for the most part, we're seeing a lot of players who are newer, who are making decent money. And that is always going to be relative to the specific keywords they have in the listing that are allowing them to actually rank, as well as the first product picture, which is the most important thing. That first product picture that initially gets you in the door, clicking on your listing, and then also having supporting product pictures that are also very high quality, really show exactly what the customer is getting. And essentially, to seal the deal, you have to have an amazing product video that's really going to show exactly what the product is, so that now I can go from one-dimensional images to an actual video that can actually, where I can actually envision my product that I'm going to receive as a customer, and really figure out if it's a fit for me or if it isn't. And so those are very, very important. So for this niche, once again, we saw that, yes, there is one guy with 1,300 reviews, and there are a couple of people with a couple hundred reviews, but there's also a lot of players with 10, 20, 50, 30 reviews who are making multiple thousands per month. But once again, this is a product for someone with a bigger budget. If you have a small budget, this will not be the product for you. And as you can see, for the bigger budget products, there's usually a lot more there's usually a lot less competition because people are not willing to spend this much money on each unit. It could be anywhere, once again, I said from $25 to $50 per unit. It really depends on what your selling price is, but it costs more to order units. Let's say we wanted to order 1,000 units. If it costs $20 on the low end, that's $20,000 for 1,000 units. That's an insane amount to be risking. But once again, there's lots of money in this, and people with smaller budgets are going to be forced to focus on the lower margin products and the lower price point products. So if you are really trying to find a product that is really going to be successful and that really has a high chance of winning, a lot of times that products that are oversized, that are heavy, can have a lot less competition and make it a lot easier. But once again, it does require a bigger budget. Now, moving on from this product is definitely the best product we've seen. And one more thing that I wanted to quickly show you using the Helium 10 X-ray tool is that we can also find additional keywords that are related to this main keyword. And if we have the revenue, average price, BSR, average number of reviews, and then we have the related keywords. And if we click on the related keywords, it will basically show us other potential keywords that are different than the fake olive tree, fake plants. They'll have additional keywords that will pop up that are also similar that we could be ranking under as well. But essentially, if we really want to do keyword research and figure out the specific keywords we want to do, we would want to put this in either Cerebro or in Magnet, and that would be putting the top competitors, taking their ASIN and putting them into Cerebro and seeing exactly which keywords are driving themselves. But once again, just really quickly off the glance, we can see other types of keywords that are being searched for, as well as the search volume. And as we can see, that there's no search volume for these other ones, so I don't know why they even showed us. But essentially, usually this list is a lot more useful. It shows you the search volume and the other keywords that we would have. Now, moving on to the last product, or actually, I guess the second to last product, we have the Soul Set lamp. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is. Okay, I see this one. Yeah, I've seen this one before, and right off the bat, I am very not interested in this because, as you can see, all the pictures are very overwhelming. There's really no uniqueness about this product. They're all, I honestly don't really even know exactly what this product is. I guess it is a lamp that reflects these crazy light patterns on your wall, and this one, I guess, does a really good job of depicting it. I guess you can pick the different light patterns you want, but essentially, there's really no way to really get your uniqueness. They're all the same product and they're all doing the exact same thing, and so all the products photos are going to be very almost confusing and overwhelming to your senses. Like there's just a lot going on, and to actually make this unique, like this one has, they threw a random chick in this one to make it different and to stand out. And yes, it does stand out, but once again, you should not have any humans in your first photo, even though you can get away with it. But I still find it would be very hard to make yourself stand out. And here we have one person who stands out a little bit. But another thing that we want to look at, let's just say we were interested in this. One thing we really want to look at, we want to scroll down past the sponsored, looking at the reviews. We see 1,400 reviews, 700, 951. So far there's a lot of competition. Another 1,400. These ones are definitely lower. And we do get to lower reviews, but we still have 500, 400. And so with these reviews also, we want to look at the stars. We see 4 stars, 4.5. A lot of these reviews are 4-star. And so you definitely can come in and improve this product, but once again, I'm not really too interested in it. We can quickly look at the X-ray and see if it's making money, but even if it was, I still would not be super interested because it just seems too much to really make yourself stand out and to really improve and innovate the product. And that is the main thing. If you're not improving or making a different sense of, or making an increased sense of perceived value or uniqueness in that first product picture, then you're never going to get clicks and you're never going to get sales. So it doesn't matter, you can have the best product in the world if you cannot convey it through that first photo. And if you cannot see yourself actually doing that, then there's really no point in even spending more time on this product. Revenues are okay, but once again, I don't really see myself moving forward with the product like this because there's really just no differentiation with this. Now, this last one, we have chick feeder and waterer kit. Now, this is searched, we're gonna ignore the first sponsored, but this guy already has 10,000 reviews. I'm not exactly sure Yeah, he's selling the actual feed, and the keyword was the feeder, chick feeder and waterer kit. Now this is definitely aside from this one, this looks to be a new product. This one has 3,200 reviews. This is no reviews as the second organic spot. 48 reviews, 200 reviews. If you scroll down, he's running video ads. 48 reviews. Then we have, this is not really it. These ones are metal versions. Once again, back to plastic versions, we have from 240 reviews all the way down to 56 reviews, and so on and so forth. And then we have the product gets a lot worse, 3 stars, 100 reviews, so on and so forth. And let's just quickly look at this in X-ray. One thing we want to focus out or look out for is these 4, because these are not the same product, as well as the first sponsored. So let's look at this in X-ray and see if this is actually potentially profitable. Because it relatively is a pretty easy to manufacture product. It's just basically a plastic product that you're going to find on Alibaba. Yes, you could increase the thickness of the product or do whatever it is that the negative reviews are saying that they don't like about the product. You can fix that, but let's see if it even has money in it. Aside from the sponsor, we will go over to the review count and the revenue. So the revenue is definitely not looking as good as the other product that we just looked at, which was the obviously the high ticket item, the fake Palm Pass product. But once again, this is a very low cost product. It costs an average of $20 to sell it, meaning that you would pay anywhere from maybe $3, $5, maybe $6 to really get it manufactured. And if we look at the actual review count, we have 3,200 reviews. He's making $25,000 a month. It's not too bad, but he has a ton of reviews and he's still a top guy, making only this amount. So once again, this is for a smaller budget product. If I had more money, I would not spend my time on this product. But if you are limited to a smaller budget, you still can make decent money, because we have 48 reviews. He's making 12,000. 200 reviews is not too inspiring. He's making 1,300, 99, 6,000, 56, 2,000, 84, 1,400. So once again, this is not a very competitive product. And so if you are really focusing on really being successful with your money, you only have a small amount of money, you would want to enter into specific products like this. But once again, if you're going to do that, you want to really make sure that you can actually improve the product, maybe offer in something else that chick feeder and water kits are currently being purchased with. And we can easily find that out by, let's just simply click on, let's go back to the top guy, let's just click on his listing. It'll open it up and we can simply scroll down and see exactly what people are. Yep, so this makes sense. They're only essentially buying it with chick feed, so you obviously wouldn't want to really sell this item with chick feed, because that would just be too expensive. So once again, this may be a good potential product, but you really have to figure out how you want to what angle you want to take with your first product picture to show that your product is better than everything else that's being offered. That's very, very important. And if you cannot convey that in the first product picture, and if you cannot see yourself conveying in the first product picture, then I honestly would not sell it. And let me just show you right off the bat. So we had, really quickly, once again, the low reviews under 100, they're making anywhere from 1,400 to 6,000 a month, which is not terrible for the reviews that they have. And once again, the ratings for all these are all like 4.5 and below. Majority of them are in the 3. A lot of them are in the 3s, 3-star, 3.9, 3.2, 3.1. And so there's definitely something that this product is lacking. I'm not sure exactly what people are complaining about, but if you were to figure that out, which is very, very simple, we could quickly go to this 3.1 star, click on them, and then see exactly why people are complaining. He has 80 reviews, 1 star, or 3 stars, and if my laptop will let me, I will click on it and show you guys exactly. So red base doesn't screw together, so very simple. It doesn't even screw on correctly. Do not buy. The threads do not seat. Don't buy. These did not really screw on, and I wasted food. So yeah, the mechanism to actually allow it to fit in contact and be flush is not working, so that is an issue. And as a seller, you really want to actually fix that. You spend more money making sure we're ordering samples first, seeing that samples are good, and really making sure that your manufacturer can actually come in and fix that issue. You want to show him the issue, tell him to fix it, send you samples back and forth a couple of times, make sure it's fixed, then do a small order. Once again, this is a very cheap product. You can get this for probably a couple bucks on Alibaba. And yeah, I think it's not too competitive. It's actually very low competition, and I think the reason being is because it is a product that not many people want to sell, and that could be due to a number of reasons. Say that this chick feeder and water kit was a green light for us. Basically, what we want to do is come and take the actual keyword once again to the spreadsheet. We want to be tracking our data. This is very, very important. Track these search volume. I think it's 1,500. Take the link. Very simple. But if you're not tracking your data, then there's no way to tell at the end of all of these specific ideas that you potentially had, what exactly they were. You can go back in your history and look at them one by one, but it makes it so much simpler to just have a specific spreadsheet that has exactly how much they were making and how much, basically how much they were making, what the keyword was, what the search volume was, all that. You can even go more in depth, seeing how, you talk about how many competitors there were, competitors making money, who are new. And you could say, okay, there were 3 in this one, or there were 2 in this one, there were 4 in this one. Whatever it is, you want to be very data driven so that at the end of the process, you can actually come back and see the specific list with all the products that you were potentially thinking about and pick the best one and act on it. And now with that product, we want to be ordering, once again, to make this very risk friendly, ordering a couple hundred units at the most to really make sure that the product actually sells well, that we can create a really good listing that's going to rank, that's going to have an incredible first product picture, uniqueness about the product. And once you do all of that, really have a really good product picture, first product picture, really good title, listing bullet points, the video, all that, there's no reason why your product should not sell. There really is not at all. If you do the first product picture the best you can possibly do it and it's better than everyone else, your product is going to sell. There's really no reason why that would not be the case. Now, once again, with that all being said, we have to pick the best product, the product that you think you can have the best chance of actually making that first product picture good, making it the most unique, offering the most perceived value, really improving that product. And if you go with a product that is the same as everyone else is already selling, then there's going to be no reason why you should be getting their sale over them. That is very important to keep in mind and to really follow through with. Once again, when you're using Helium 10 Black Box, I want to really encourage you guys to change the criteria that you put in. Sometimes you'll leave certain fields blank. Sometimes you'll leave certain fields lower or higher. You want to be playing around with different things so that you're getting different products and different keywords popping up and not always seeing the same things. That's very important. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I encourage you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below, because every single week I release multiple videos with step-by-step instructions on how you can find a profitable product that does not have a ton of competition and really start your Amazon FBA business right here with me at home for yourself. Now, with all that being said, if you want more examples of product research tutorials, then click right here in the corner, and I will see you guys in the next video.